The pictures tell the story. This life had many shades. I'd wake up every morning, and before I'd start each day, I'd take a drag from last night's cigarette that smoldered in its tray. Down a little something, then be on my way.
Hey guys, it's David here with the Whiskey Rebellion. Hope everyone's having a good evening. I'm joined tonight by Billy and Gino. We should have maybe a couple other folks coming in a little bit later. I think we got one who's working the grill right now and making some steaks, so we understand the importance of that process and want to give respect to it. But we may see, I think it's DJ a little bit later. We got a comment already. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's yeah. Okay. There we go. It doesn't count because it comes from you when you're on the show.
Hey.
If you want to be on the show, speaking of, you got to get in the VIP chat. If you're in the VIP chat, speaking to you people in the VIP chat, you have the link. You can join.
Get a headset.
That's it. There it is.
Join us.
Good evening, Jennifer.
Jennifer, where are you?
Hope you're doing well.
Good evening.
Join us.
Yeah, you feel free to join, by the way, because you're in the VIP chat. See, you ask, you talk to us, you get in the VIP chat, you're invited on the show. Anyway, yeah. So, God, it's been a long week. What are you guys drinking tonight? I want to start with myself. And I was talking with Gina a little bit before the show. I am drinking the Santa Teresa. There you go. Santa Teresa Solera rum. It's an 80 proofer. But this is a delicious Solera style rum. It does remind me a lot of Papa's Pilar. But just look at the bloody color on this thing. I don't ever get over that. Like, just look how dark that is. It's this lovely, like, golden amber situation, and it's great. It's a nice, especially summer drink because it's not too hot. It's got a little bit of sweetness on it, but it's not that heavy sweetness of like a dosed rum. It is, yeah, it's not cloying. That's the perfect term for it. But you get a lot of, like, you know, the fruit notes, like some banana and vanilla and things of that nature. It's a lovely rum. I've been trying to be gentle with it because this is a bottle I'll beat up real fast. Because just looking at it, because I've only seen it in one place. I'm like, I gotta go back down there if I want to get another bottle of this. I'm gonna go gentle on it. But I might enjoy one or two tonight. And that's me. Billy, what you drinking, sir?
Okay, so listen. Don't judge me. Just don't.
Bud Light.
It's okay. Jody's not here. No one's going to judge.
Listen, it
not
is
Bud Light, right?
So
I got to get a
Not Bud
Jody
Light.
dick in every show.
So here's the thing. Here in Miami, if you walk outside at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, it is 80 to 85 degrees before the sun rises. And it's just hot all day. Today I go to Publix, I jump out of my car, and as soon as I get out the car, the heat is just like, hey, where are you at? So I'm cooling down tonight.
There you go.
You know,
All right.
Hey,
I was
that
worried,
is
man.
the champagne of beers.
and listen, I know some people will be like American beers or this, that, and the other. And listen, I like beer. I'm a beer guy. I do.
Nothing wrong with it.
I feel like everybody to each their own. I happen to like this particular beer. I like the fancy stuff, the craft beers, but Highlight has always been a fan favorite of mine.
Nothing wrong with it.
It's
I
one
like
of those.
I like a good ice cold PBR on occasion.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that either.
And
as long as it's cold.
And I feel like with the Miller Lite, it doesn't fill you up. It's not gassy like a Guinness, a stout.
Yeah.
Or a Foster's.
Well, it's also because of the you know, it being so hot down there. You don't want a heavy beer, really. You don't want a heavy drink of anything because it just you feel more bogged down than refreshed. Jennifer says she's a beer girl. Yummy. Yeah. Now I'm also a beer guy. As been watching the show for any amount of time, I was into beer before I was into liquor. Kind of made that transition a while ago. But I still like beer. I still drink beer. And we've done like beer shows.
Absolutely.
In the past. I really think we're probably about to do for doing another one of those, talk about certain beers that we may like, something that might be local, not necessarily like not even necessarily a craft thing, but just something that's more regional that you may see. because they have like some like Tennessee Brew Works and Yazoo and things over here that are like, I guess they're like halfway between microbrew and because it's like widely available over the state. So it's not like you have to live in that town to get that beer kind of microbrew. But yeah, there's lots of great beer out there.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, Guinness is my favorite, or Kona Pipeline. Yeah, I like the Kona beers. Kona beers are great.
Guinness is not bad, but on a hot day, I'll pass right by it to go to a nice lawnmower beer. Something nice, light.
Lawnmower beer. That's a good term.
Mm-hmm.
But the Kona, they make what is it? Their longboard is like a amber or lager or something like that. That's a really nice one.
That's very delicious. Yes, I've had that one.
Yeah. What about you, Gino? What you sipping on tonight?
I am enjoying. I was almost like Dave. I almost went down the rum path. I've got a brand new bottle of Papa's Pilar, the sherry cask finish. It's been staring at me now for a couple weeks, and it's like, you haven't even taken the cellophane off the cap. I mean, come on, dude, what's up with that? I mean,
what are you even doing?
I'm here on my shelf, dude. Come on, what's up? But I'm holding back.
Well, Gino, I will say this. If your bottles are talking to you, I think you have bigger issues.
Some bitch is right back there, right there on the shelf. You see him, he's looking at us. There he is.
That's hilarious. Yeah, I see it.
But no, I decided to grab Blade and Bow tonight.
Nice.
It's a nice, it's nice. It's delicious. I find it refreshing. It's not overly heavy. It is not super hot. It comes in at 91 proof. You do not have any of the heat that you would normally have with a regular bourbon. I like the caramel flavors to it. I love the lingering white pepper finish on the end of it. I mean, it's nice. Just when I'm going to sit back and sip for a while, this will be something I reach for. Unless I reach for one of my ryes. And I was talking to Dave earlier. I ran into a rye that I picked up last weekend at Ashbrook there in Morgantown. It was a High West double rye, and it was a barrel select by Ashbrook. That's dangerous because I've got to get another bottle before that other bottle disappears rather quickly. Because if I would,
that's what happens. That's why I go. I got to go sip on something else.
Been gone. Absolutely fantastic, delicious for a rye. I mean, it's just beautiful. And I've never had their product before, and it surprised me.
That was the High West, you said?
The High West double rye.
Yeah, I want to say I've tried High West before. I don't think I've never bought a bottle for myself.
Yeah,
it's one of those ones because you always look at it.
It was a barrel select.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I picked it up. Otherwise, I would have passed right by it.
Yeah, for sure.
And I know High West is not particularly expensive either. I've seen them from like 30 to like 35, 40. Like maxed
this one's
out.
40.
Okay. There he is.
Oh, who is that?
Hey.
Oh, and of course he's the only
Look,
person.
He's there. Speak of the devil.
On. What's up with that?
What is it? Go, there you go.
Dude, seriously.
There you go. There you go.
There he is.
Sorry.
You must have heard me talking shit.
I wasn't paying attention to you.
There he is.
What's up, Jody?
What's up, man?
How you doing, Zaddy?
How you doing?
I didn't know what Zaddy means.
Seen the practice pictures, man.
I need to Google search that. Is that on?
It's probably on that Urban Dictionary.
Urban Dictionary.
Yeah.
What?
Zaddy. Yeah, you need to change your nickname from Dr. Zaddy.
Dr. Zaddy.
A sexually attractive man, especially an older one, who is fashionable and charismatic. You know, that's me.
Dr. Zaddy. Doc Zaddy.
Doc Zaddy.
That goes with your pronouns, Jody. Handsome and intelligent, right?
Yeah, because my adjectives
and
identify as my pronouns.
Well, hey, how's the team look so far, man?
I gotta dig in before you got here. I did.
Doesn't matter. He's a bitch. So, but how's the team doing? Team's doing well. their starting quarterback is so one of their coaches is Kerry Collins. I don't know if y'all remember Kerry Collins. They played in the Super Bowl. Yep, played in the Super Bowl for the the Giants. And then he was on the Titans. Yeah. And what's funny about him is I was talking to him today, because my son came out, so they were introducing all the players because they were also modeling their new uniforms and stuff. My son comes out and he's like, so they say Preston, Hood, Lemons. Of course, they always say Lemons because they don't know how to read English, apparently, even at Franklin. So they come out. Yeah, or anything, because if you were to sound it out, it's pretty easy to sound it out and go, oh, that is Lemons.
Yeah, I don't think it's that hard, but I understand why people get it wrong.
I don't, because I think they're just all.
We live in
put one of those little accent marks over the top of the O, man.
It doesn't need to be
Lafayette is
just
See, I say Lafayette.
pronounced
too.
Lafayette. That's why they call you Lemons.
Anyway, so they say his name, and he's
in Santa Fe. It's Santa Fe. It's like, come on.
So he comes out there and he's like, "Oh, like this." And I'm like, "Oh my god, you're so fucking embarrassing." And then Carrie looked at it and goes, "That's your son, isn't it?" And I was like, "It is." He goes, "That's awesome." Well, if he has the guns for it, I'm like, "You're not helping him. He is so freaking arrogant."
Don't encourage that bullshit.
So then my dig back at Kerry was, I said, well, I was showing Preston last night the video of where Troy Polamalu came over the line and tackled him. He goes, "So you want to tell me about that?" He goes, "All I seen was hair, man. Just a lot of hair."
I was going to ask. I thought he was the quarterback that it happened to.
He was the quarterback when that happened.
Yeah, I actually remember, but my tiny knowledge of sports ball, I do remember Polamalu and the flying Hawaiian.
He was fantastic, man.
Oh, he was the greatest.
And that ridiculous hair.
Oh,
he is. And what he was telling me, he was telling me that Tommy. Oh man, they played for the Giants. Is it Tommy? It was a receiver. I may be saying it wrong, but anyway, that was the greatest receiver he said he ever played with, and he even said,
his last name was Tony.
No, I think it's Tommy or something like that.
Okay, no, then that's not who I'm thinking of.
It doesn't matter. I don't know the Giants, and I've never been a big fan anyhow. But anyway, so he was talking about him, and then he goes, and of course I played with Randy Moss too. He's a Hall of Famer. Both the
Tome. Yeah, that's it. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I'll just Googling shit over here.
No, that
live show, guys.
It just clicked into my brain. Tome was the guy's last name.
Yeah, Tommy. I think that's his name.
Yep.
Anyway, so he was talking about him, and he goes, but he said Polamalu was the nicest, most humble, quiet man he ever played ball with.
Got to meet him once, and he's just down to earth, ordinary, mild man.
That offsets, and I say this as a guy from Pittsburgh, that kind of offsets some of the other personalities out of
Well, he played at SC, man. He went to school at SC. He was like a demon at SC, and I watched him in college, and it's like, man, please come to Pittsburgh. Man, that man is so soft-spoken, so pleasant. I mean, he's just
good dude.
Totally realistic. But when he walked out on that football field, it's like, they talk about that in sports. There's a switch that you flick. When he walked on that football field, he flicked that switch, and he was the Tasmanian devil.
It didn't hurt that he also looked like the Tasmanian devil.
That too, but he was just amazing.
That's factual. Yeah.
But Jody, what are we drinking tonight?
I am drinking H2O.
Ooh.
High quality.
I was hoping you'd have some of that Foursquare going on.
No, I did have some of that the other night when I was making dinner, and it is fantastic. I posted the notes for it, and thank you again for that. That was some of the best.
I'm thinking about picking up a bottle for myself now after reading those notes. It's like, that's a bit expensive, but damn, that sounds good.
And I know I owe you, so just let me know what you need.
No, you don't. It's all beautiful, brother. We'll figure something out. There'll be something you can find that I can't, and there'll be something I can find that you can't. It's all beautiful.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, that's the reason why we have such a
Man, it's the
fun
same thing with all
relationship
of you
in our
guys.
group.
You know? It is what it is.
Yeah. And
there's things that I need to talk to Mr. Billy about that I know he can find on a regular basis. And I know I've got something up here that I think he would enjoy that I'm getting ready to send down to him.
Oh, real quick, by the way, I just want to thank both you guys because we were talking about in the last show about the temperature, pulling it off at 125.
Mm-hmm.
I've since
That's
then
perfect, isn't it?
It is absolutely perft to do that.
When I'm doing something on a high heat, and I'm not a chef.
Just say crotch pits for payment.
Not a problem,
Fantastic.
sweetheart. I can send you all that you want as long as my wife says that's okay.
All right, so we're done with that conversation. Let's move on.
Billy,
you were
getting
ready.
15 minutes,
Billy,
guys.
Billy, you're getting ready to say something.
Yeah, I just want to give a good shout out to Mr. Mark Hill. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that for getting me some Blantons for a good friend of mine's at a reasonable price.
It's mine. You can't make it more possessive. We talked about this.
Yes, you're right, Dr. Lemons. You're absolutely. I'm sorry, Doc Zaddy. You're right,
Doc Zaddy.
Doc Zaddy.
You're absolutely right. But thank you, Mark. I appreciate it, and it was greatly accepted. So thank you again, sir.
You know, that is something that I guess it would be Ebonics, but that I have noticed with many, not all, but many people that are Black or African American, that mines. I don't know how you can make something more possessive unless you're talking about like a mine field and there's plenty of mines in it.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say that was based on any ethnic issues, because there's plenty of rednecks that cannot do.
That's true too. I mean, dude, I that's actually probably more true. I have seen
it's all over. It's like, not just
like we were talking about it earlier with like Lafayette and Lafayette and you know, I don't even know how people say Shelbyville, but it's Shelbyville. I mean, you got to sound it out, or Maryville and stuff like that, or Harryman, which all these people like.
Shebville.
What?
I was telling Billy, you were in Shebville. That's where Uncle Nearest, the distillery, is, right across from Shebville.
And then also, like, I've heard people say betwixt, and I'm like, what does that mean?
Yep, I've done that too.
Betwixt.
That's so real quick, what I will say is a lot of things like that, I think, are cultural.
Colloquial.
Cultural. So, for instance, depending on where you grew up, certain things are norm to you. So, if I was to say to somebody who grew up, let's just call it what it is, the ghetto, the projects, whatever. And if I was to say to you, in the poke and beans, and if I was to say to somebody, hey, do you know what Dax wave grease smells like? They would know.
It's just like I didn't grow up in that area, and cocoa butter is my favorite smell of all time.
Right. But if I said to you, what color can does Dax wave grease come in? What would you say, Jody?
Well, I don't even know what Dax wave grease is, but if I had to guess, I would imagine a blue can or a purple can. That's what I'm seeing in my head.
No. So it's always been the same color ever since.
Yellow or orange?
It's orange.
I was going to say orange.
But see what I'm.
That was your fourth guess.
But what I'm saying
running
is,
the colors.
No, there's 64 colors.
3 more to go.
If I talk to somebody who grew up in the hood in New York and ask them the same exact question, they would have the answer because it's a cultural thing. You know?
Mark said something about Hennessy, the white label.
He says coming to the States.
Yeah. It's supposed to be a massive influx of that here.
But what here's the craziest part. Most country folks would understand what I was saying. And it's kind of a common
I understood,
thing.
But I have no clue what container it came in.
You know, like if you said to a country person, how y'all doing? They know exactly what you're talking about.
You can talk to one person and say that. Really from around here. You can say y'all addressing a single individual.
You can use it both as
y'all encompasses all y'all.
All y'all.
Right, but that generally means more than one.
Yes, sir.
See, I
And
tell you
that-
what
Typically, yeah.
gets me here is that people seem to be bothered by is I say you guys all the time.
Yins.
Well, I don't
Yeah,
say that.
Yins.
I don't even know what
Yeah,
the hell
speaking
you
of Pittsburgh.
say.
Yins. It's colloquial.
Yeah.
It's from up here.
All right.
It's kind
Okay,
of like all y'all.
Anyway,
What's Yins doing?
so I missed the first couple minutes. So what
Yes.
are you guys drinking? I'm having water. I'm gonna stay with water tonight.
It's too hot. I'm having a beer today.
Champagne and beers. Oh, we got DJ.
DJ.
This is what I brought
What's
to
the
your
steak, sir?
Yep.
tasting, Jody. The Santa Teresa.
That was pretty good. That was
Yeah.
pretty good. It had a really nice color to it too.
Yeah, yeah. I was talking about that. Like, look at that.
Mhm.
It's
Go with
beautiful,
just-
beautiful color. It's almost the color of my floors.
Then you got new ones
Which,
now,
yeah,
or
still laying flooring.
talking
now.
about how they?
Almost done.
We'll have that
Mhm.
conversation later, maybe.
Yeah, because that's. I don't know if
Yeah,
they're.
That's fine. You're not ready to talk about it. I understand it's too soon.
Not ready to bring up that. I don't need that evil in my head.
Okay,
Don't put that
Ricky
on
Bobby.
me. Don't put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Shake and bake, shake and bake.
I swear to God, that night me and you were driving around, and we went to the company, and then we went to Jonathan's for that hamburger. It had the pimento cheese on it.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to look over it one time and go shake and bake, but I didn't know which one of us was going to be shaking, which one was going to be baked. So I just chose not to say it.
Well,
Yeah, you want to be John C. Riley or Will Ferrell? Like, which one? Like,
I don't know if I have the stature to be Real Pharaoh. I think I would be I guess in
You'd
the
be
whole
baked.
grand scheme, I'd be
be
baked.
El Diablo,
El
or the Magic Man, or whatever.
El Negro. Listen, take it easy, Jody. Negro just means
He's like,
dark.
I mean, I can say it. Can
That's
I
right.
say it?
And one of my favorite beers, going back to what Billy is
yeah,
consuming
Modelo.
tonight, is Modella Negro.
Yeah, it's
That
just means
is a
dark.
good one. That is a good one. I prefer just Guinness at room temperature, but that's just me. Or Murphy's. I like that one as well. If I'm having beer.
Murphy's Oatmeal
Yeah,
Stout.
Jennifer was saying that earlier in the comments that she's
She's a Guinness person.
Guinness. Or
Yeah,
Kona Pipeline.
Guinness is. Oh man! Speaking of which, I should show you not that, but USC has their they're going to have their beer can. It's a local brew that's going to be at all the games. They've partnered with them.
No shit.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
I'll
What's
check it out.
what brewery?
pardon
You
me.
know, yes. What brewery?
Have a good
Oh,
brewery.
I don't know. Hold on one second. I'll find it and I'll
He's
let you
gonna look
know.
it up. DJ, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing awesome. How about you, David?
I'm doing pretty well.
You
Glad to
other
be
gentlemen
wrapping
doing good?
Yes, sir.
How are the steaks tonight, DJ?
They were awesome. Yeah, little bacon wrapped top sirloins.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It's Stone. It's Stone.
Oh yeah, Stone.
Oh,
sure.
Stone's
Right there in
great.
San Diego.
Yeah. There you go.
It's
Look at
Condito.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you turn me into a fan over that because I'm a big fan of Stone beer.
Yeah.
I've never had it, but I was trying to.
Yeah.
I was going to try to order it, but they won't send it here.
What the
Yeah.
hell? Where will they send it
Like
to?
she was asking if the steaks turned out well. They did, and yeah, Gino beat you to it.
See if you can get them off of Amazon, Jody. A lot of times you
Yeah.
can get a workaround like that.
You can
Either
buy
that or send them to
Beer.
another location if you can find out where they'll send it to, and maybe
Because what
Oh yeah, I
happens?
could send a. I mean, I'm gonna reach out to them and see if I can have it, but they were. I don't know. I just want the cans, to be honest. with
Right.
you.
So
no,
what happens
python
is
pans, cool beans, man. Yeah.
Amazon has, of course, different warehouses around the country, and if they house that product or they can get it, then you can get it.
And
So
Jody,
that's-
if you
that's the work.
all I have to do is make a phone call, man. I got tons of people in San Diego that could just go there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
just
I
have it
didn't,
shipped.
I didn't think about that because I could do that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
You just got people. What are you? Half the reason we do this, man. We got people everywhere.
I
Know
got a
somebody.
guy.
Yeah.
I got a guy who can get that.
Actually,
I
I'm
get a guy-
gonna reach
Whiskey
out
Rebellion is nationwide. In fact, we're
I'm gonna reach out
international.
to one of my boys right now.
Salangeva.
There
There
you
it
go.
I
is.
need you. Hold on a second. Y'all go ahead. Talk amongst yourself. I'm
Did
gonna-
we
Yeah, DJ, what are you drinking? Yeah,
How
we
we-
kind of did ours, but
DJ, yeah.
So I've got a store pick out of Tampa, Florida, a Woodford double oaked,
Nice.
and yeah, just having a little on the ice, and it's very, very nice.
You
Nice.
can never ever go wrong with double oak.
No,
I agree.
Good.
First of all, Woodford just altogether.
Yeah.
Like, it's just good.
Consistency
Yeah.
is that.
It is.
That,
That
Yeah,
is a
it's
the poster child of
consistently rock
consistency.
solid. Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. So I don't know if I told y'all I do a 3-day bicycle ride up in Bourbon Country, in the fall, and Woodford's is
That's
on
so
the,
pretty.
yeah, and that's a beautiful property.
Yeah.
Mm.
But they come in, they'll bring their product into the campground one night and do a mat. They'll bring in,
That's
5
where I
or
had the
6.
Whiskey Rebellion bottle made, was at Woodford.
That's
I
right.
got you.
So
Yeah,
nice.
that's one.
Speaking of
This
whiskey,
actually ties into the topic. Of
Oh, what
tonight.
is the topic?
So the topic of tonight. So tomorrow night I am flying out to Pittsburgh. I am picking up my my past grandfather, his vehicle, and I'm driving it back here to Murfreesboro because it's going to be my stepson's vehicle when he gets his license, which should be soon, hopefully. So anyway, so I've got a long day of driving ahead of me, and I was like, between Pittsburgh and Murfreesboro, I passed through a lot of places. Crucially, I passed through Louisville, and I'm thinking like distilleries and whatnot on the way. Like,
Are you coming back that way?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would have
Okay,
thought you would. I would have thought you'd have went the Virginia route, but I don't know.
I like going all the
Yeah.
way through Kentucky and then come into West
Yeah, that is the
Western
kind of the other.
West
Pennsylvania.
Virginia.
Wait a second, I'll tell you.
Yeah,
here in a
West
second.
Virginia,
All the
Kentucky, West Virginia, Maryland. It's all in that little.
Yeah, that's
Little
the way I
corner spot.
thought you
It's
would
just-
have went.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gorgeous up there.
Yeah, it is. Yes, you can get on the blue. Well, you can get on
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
the Parkway
the
too.
state
Yeah.
kind of looks like that.
what I would do is,
You would come
is
down right through here. Yeah.
the fastest route is to go
F
through
fastest.
what is it? Looks like Interstate 70. It goes through like Wheeling, Pennsylvania, and goes in through Columbus, then down through Cincinnati, and then Louisville, Bowling Green, and then Nashville kind of area. That's the general route. Anything else is like at least an hour longer.
Oh wow!
And I'm already looking at close to 11
pre-show.
hours.
Yeah,
That's-
we talked pre-show about.
You have to
going
go like down through
79 to
Morgantown.
64.
Like that
Yeah.
it's doable to take. What is that? 79.
It's 79 to 64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've been on 60. I've been that way before, but I wasn't going as far north as Pittsburgh.
64.
If I was gonna do Deep Creek, that would be the way I would
Nice
go.
places, yeah. Deep
Yeah, when
Creek, yeah.
When I drive back to New England, Morgantown is my halfway point.
Oh
So
yeah.
I drive from here to Morgantown, lay over Morgantown, and
That's
then
where I
make the
find
run
my
from-
best booze.
Yeah, Morgantown right into.
That's where the
Greater Boston.
university's at, right? Morgantown.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And if you get to Morgantown and DJ, next time you're up there, look for Ashbrook Liquors.
Okay.
Ashbrook Liquors.
Yes, that is where I have found the bulk of my store picks lately. They always have a store pick on hand, and they are usually fantastic. That's where I got
Rob,
High West.
what up, bitches?
That's where I got the High West double rye, and it's absolutely fantastic.
All right.
But they have a very good selection, very good selection of not only just bourbons, whiskeys, and everything else.
Nice.
Very nice.
That definitely sounds like a worthwhile place to stop.
Yes, it
Probably
is.
still not going to be the way I'm going on Saturday.
What's the topic of tonight?
So basically,
Yeah.
like, in those areas, kind of like the major cities that I listed, I say Columbus, Cincinnati, and Louisville, and Bowling Green, like on the way, like if anybody who's been through those areas, and I know some of you have, good places to stop that would be like a good a distillery that's worth visiting or something like that, or even just to go in and pick up a distillery only release. That's kind of what's on my mind of like, what can I go out and find while I'm on a journey.
Rob is the Ohio expert.
Yeah, I might have to text him or something, see what he's doing.
I,
See if he has any
Find like Weller
recommendations.
all over the place in
But I know Jody, you've been to
Everyone-
Louisville a couple of times.
I have. I've been a lot. I like Louisville.
So what's cool in Louisville? If I was going to stop for a
Well,
early dinner or
if you're
something.
stay in Louisville, right?
Hey, New Riff, nice.
Yeah.
Well, you can go up to like Old Forester is in Louisville. Rabbit Hole is in Louisville. There's 4 of them.
Angel's Envy.
Yeah, Angels Envy, and then there's also I think that's also where New Lou is at. It is. That's where New Lou's at. And, there as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Nice.
That would be worth it.
There might be another one up there, but that's the ones I know for sure.
And there's a
But once you start coming down the freeway there, coming back towards town, you're going to pass Havens Hill, Bardstown. You're kind of far from. You'll see the exit for it, but you're kind of far from Barton and also like what's it called? Russell's and all that. But you're right there. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, Heaven Hill is right there, right off the the Blue Ridge Parkway.
You can actually see one of them right off that. I mean, you can see almost.
What should we spend like $500 on?
Well, you definitely want to take your big pocketbook.
Yeah.
And then there's what is it? Is it Justin's or Jason's House of Bourbon right there in
in Louisville.
In Louisville, right? Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's the one that got in trouble, though.
Yeah, I thought they were closed up.
They are.
Did they reopen?
Yeah. I don't know if they're reopened, but they are closed.
Yeah, they shuttered that place for a while.
Yeah, but that doesn't change anything. There's like when you're driving through, coming from right there, and as soon as you see, I guess it's called Kroger Field now, which is in Louisville, where the university's at. Right there across from that, you're going to see like Whiskey Row. And if you go down by the water, there's going to be tons of whiskey places to go to. It's really, really nice down there. But there's also parts of it where you're like, wow, it's like they just abandoned parts of the city. And you're like, this makes no sense.
In Louisville? Yeah, I've been through there, I think, once. And I do remember it kind of looking fairly run down. This was even pre-pandemic, though. So I have no idea what it looks like now.
So speaking of distilleries, what are you guys thinking about Blue Run being bought up?
Well, you kind of knew it was going to happen.
It was coming, but it was. You could see it coming, and you knew it was going to happen. And the only thing that's going to happen, I mean, there's nothing wrong with their juice, but it's overpriced, and that's going to do nothing but go up now.
Well, what I don't like about it is when it comes to Blue Run, it's good. It is definitely overpriced.
Nothing wrong with it.
Right. But it's also just like, I think the highest they have is a 90 proof. You know, and it is too expensive. I mean, around here, it's anywhere from $150 to, depending on which one, to over $200.
Here, the highest one is $100. So
that's the cheapest I've been able to find here.
Yeah,
the cheapest was $100.
Yeah, that's been my experience.
The cheapest here, I think, is right around 75, and I forget what expression it is. It's right at 109 at Total Wines.
Gotcha. Rob says it was too expensive for him, which that resonates. Yeah. I see it. I'm like, it's pretty, but not doing it.
So the fact that it got bought up is going to be a continuing trend that we see.
Yeah, but it got bought up by a beer company.
Right. That's what I thought was interesting.
Yeah,
because some analysts is seeing.
Clue me in here, by the way. What beer company bought them up? For anybody who's watching or listening doesn't know.
Molson. I think it was Molson.
Yeah, Coors Molson.
Yeah,
Molson.
that is.
Oh, okay.
So I feel like some analysts is looking at ways to expand the business and have a different exactly. So, it's still alcohol altogether, but do you guys see other big beer manufacturers like that buying up bourbon companies or brands?
Sure.
I mean, that's going to happen in any business. I think it's just a matter of time before you have. I mean, think about all the big names that are all under Sazerac, right? And then you think of all the people who are under Whistle Pig and Crown and all of this. And you sit there and look at it. God, I hate to even say these words, but probably Jack Daniels is probably the only one that's still, owned by itself,
Mm-hmm.
Jack Frost says Coors stated their own whiskey a few years ago called Five Trails. Has anyone had Five Trails?
I have had Five Trails.
What do you think of it?
They alleged it's all between 5 and 7 years. It tasted really young to me. You had it too. It was here at this house.
Probably, yeah.
No, that's the truth.
Yeah, I'm not doubting you. I'm just saying.
I had to Google search the bottle because then I was like, so.
And if somebody can correct me here, I'm a fan
it is
of Blue Run. I really am. I like it. It is a little overpriced. But I don't think they're very old. No?
Nope. They've not been around that long.
No, they're new in that aspect.
Yeah. And that's the other thing that I found surprising about it, that it being fairly new, that they were snatched up so quickly.
Where is Penelope?
It's the same with Penelope. Penelope's made storm. And all of a sudden, they started making a name for themselves, and they got lost.
A lot of that boils down to the fact that some of these distilleries are very small, and the founders are the original investors or whatever. They have their sweat equity in this place, and then as they grow and get more popular, they become very, very attractive to other companies to buy out. So, it's just a simple matter of cashing in your investment, get a really good return on it. And you're gonna have that when you're looking at a profitable bottom line rather than the small family pride type business that they just don't want to buy into it. They're cashing in. That's what it is.
And reading about that post, and you read through that post that we had about Blue Run being bought out. The people who started Blue Run aren't going anywhere. They're still going to be part of the show.
Yeah, one of them is going to be on the vice president.
They're still going to be part of the show, except, now we've got all this money from above. It's going to fund what we want to do with our.
Right.
Well, I think the reason why is because I think the Five Trails or whatever it's called.
Never heard of it.
Well, it's out there. It's just that it's not one of the. It's not one of the desired ones, and it's not like one that, for example, we made the company quite famous on this show, right?
Sure did.
And I mean, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying we are the totality of that. What I'm saying is it's one of our favorite ones. I think we can.
The company is amazing.
And it's a small local place that I just found out recently. That juice is made in Ohio.
Really?
Yes.
That's got to be the best stuff to come out of Ohio in a long damn time.
Is there a distillery in Ohio?
Obviously, if that's where this came from.
Yeah.
So.
You know what I mean? I'm like, in terms of should I go stop in that place? But no, the company, their actual store or whatever is located here.
Yeah, in Thompson Station.
Yeah, Thompson Station.
That's because it was H. Clark. But they have since sold, and they're no longer H. Clark.
I'm catching up. Oh, yeah, okay. All right.
So Jody, could you see something like the company, let's say in 5 years?
Yeah, absolutely.
Getting bought out by somebody because it is a smaller distillery.
I think the next one's going to be Leaper's Fork. I really do.
Really?
Yeah, I do. But I heard some fantastic news tonight at the ball game. Leaper's Fork is building they're building like a tasting lounge in downtown Franklin.
That's cool.
That's cool.
Which would be really cool because that's it's right outside of Franklin. It's in Leaper's Fork, which is a beautiful area. It's where Kid Rock lives in his giant.
It's where you go. So Franklin's very affluent, and if you're too rich for Franklin, you live in Leaper's Fork. That if that explains it to people not from the area.
That's probably the better way of putting it. Yeah, that it used to be Brentwood. That's where people moved to.
But now it's
But yeah, now I think it's definitely, it has to be Leaper Sports where all the really big stars live.
I think my ex lives there.
That's where Steve McNair lived for a long time too. And then he was killed in a hotel over by Opryland.
That's right. Yeah, I remember that shit. That was some wild shit. Rob says Oki is an Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana blend that I believe is finished in Ohio. I'll have to do some Googling later.
Okay. I don't know.
But I think some of the other larger beer companies will eventually, put their toe in the pond as far as buying up small distilleries, because I think it starts, I think in almost every industry, everybody looks to see what the other people are doing and why they're doing it and what's in it for them to get into it as well, Well,
it's also about your brand and portfolio of these businesses as well.
And bourbon is the latest,
I think, what's his face? Ryan Reynolds, I'm pretty sure when his gin that he had, Aviator, I think that's what it's called.
Aviator, yeah.
He sold that. I think it was for $1 billion.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And then he took that money and tried to buy. He's trying to buy a hockey team.
Yeah.
So, but he's Canadian.
Got $1 billion, so yeah, they like their hockey up there.
Yeah. And that whole, like you said, Jody, diversifying, it makes sense. I just hope it doesn't hurt the pricing of bourbon too much, where everything is going to become like ridiculously expensive. COVID did a number on some juices, and I can only imagine when these bigger companies buy up these smaller brands, they're going to up the ante a little bit. Now that they have control of it, and along with you said, like their branding and their buying power, they can buy more of it and more buy the products it needs to produce it and raise the price,
Well, I definitely think that's going to happen. They're going to control the market on that, but But that does bring up an interesting point that the Iceman put over here in the
he said
chat.
Budweiser just sold off 8 microbreweries that they purchased recently.
They lost, dude. It's an incredible amount of money, in this last quarter, and it's just it's not like there's people forecasting that they may never be able to recover from this.
Nope.
Which I don't really care.
I thought it was very interesting that some of their Budweiser distributors, where they have these distribution.
Why would that stop you, Rob?
Sorry, Rob. He said he would join, but he's just a little too tipsy. No, you're just tipsy enough, Rob. That's what it is.
So that time he was like strapped to the chair.
Man. Yeah, I remember that.
Well, he joined the chat by saying, "What up, bitches," which is not really characteristic for him.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
So, anyways, these family-owned distribution centers for Budweiser and other beers or whatever couldn't move their products, so they have an agreement with Budweiser. If they don't sell it in a certain amount of time, Budweiser's got to come and take the product out of their warehouse and buy it back.
Got to buy it back.
And they just tons and tons and tons of buyback because they couldn't move it within a certain amount of time.
I did see it I've seen it, of course, at all grocery stores, but I was in Walmart last week, I guess, and maybe a week before, I don't remember. And they had it in the clearance rack.
Oh, nice.
And I was like,
Budweiser or their micro
Bud Light
stuff?
Bud Light.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was like, because like you go into Walmart, definitely the super Walmarts, they have that beer area in the back.
I love Jennifer. Instigator. Do it, Rob. Join. Do it. That's great.
When is Jennifer going to jump on?
Yeah. Jennifer, you're being called out here.
Just a question.
No, but I think you're right, Jody. I don't know if they'll ever recover from those losses. There's just certain things you don't do.
Nope.
I think you should know your clientele more. You know.
Yeah.
So
I don't really think it was the Dylan person as much as it was that marketing exec that said that the image was too frat boy and, you know, blue collar and it wasn't sophisticated enough. And I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, it's like right. It's Bud Light and it's you know, it's the Jack Daniels of beer.
So you
the black label, Black Jack Daniels.
Basically,
you want it to be beer. Where it's a frat party or you know whatever.
Yeah, it's because
the marketing 20 years ago was the drinkability that it's basically it's a poundable beer, like that's what.
Well,
it's
I mean,
for.
think of all their great commercials that they had. You know, like we all remember the frogs with the Budweisers and all that.
Regular Budweiser
and the Bud Bowl thing.
Yeah, like, all of that.
That was regular Budweiser.
Yeah,
I know, but I'm just saying.
Wasn't it Budweiser versus Bud Light or something?
Bud Light had Spuds McKenzie,
which was fantastic. That dog, which by the way, fun fact, was
a female.
Yep.
Jack Frost says, Billy, he's sending you some olive oil tomorrow. We know you need that for your cooking. That's
absolutely
important.
Olive oil is good stuff.
And remember the one? I think it was Budweiser. Remember the guys on the phone? What's up?
Jennifer in the comments. Every movie you watch with an abusive husband, he's wearing a wife beater and drinking a Budweiser.
Yep.
Or a Coors or an Old Milwaukee.
No, it's mostly Budweiser.
But Budweiser
ubiquitous.
PBR is good shit, man.
Yeah.
There's usually like a PBR in one hand and like a tucked in shotgun in the other.
and believe it or
double
not,
barrel, you know, and it's broken.
So what we're saying is we're not going to see John Wick with it. Is what I'm hearing.
Probably not.
A box of Marlboro Reds.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, there you go.
The other end. Budweiser, Marlboro.
Yeah, he's got it rolled up in the sleeve.
That's one sticking out of your mouth. Rolled up in the white. Yeah,
there it is.
Which is kind of weird because you can't wear a wife beater and roll it up at the same time. Stick it in here.
And listen, any respectable barbecue joint has PBR on the menu, or they're giving it away outside.
Yeah. It's
So-
even you're in a class place when they have PBR on tap.
Well, listen,
Damn straight.
there's
You
a
can
reason-
honestly
What
do
about
worse
Ice
for a
House?
beer.
Ice House or
Natty
Natty
Light.
Ice.
Natty Light.
That Natty Light.
I'm just bringing
Back in the day,
college
when I was still in
military days.
college, Natty Light was $2.99 a 12-pack when I was working at Cedar Point one summer as a poor broke college student.
You could.
And,
I'm trying to remember that beer that
$2.99
like
12-pack.
something or
You'll
$5
drink a lot of Natty Light.
for a sixer. When I first came down here in 2002 and I entered college, I was already 21. People would come up to me with fistfuls of change, asking if I would ride with them to the gas station, and I would buy them Natty Light with this change in their hands, and I'm like, where the hell's my cut in there? Like, you want me to go do this? I expect something.
There he is.
Anyway, Rob, what's up, man?
What up, boy? I didn't say pictures at least.
Now it's the party.
Rob, I don't know if I'm gonna see you on Saturday, but I'm actually gonna be in Pittsburgh tomorrow night.
How are you?
That'll be super late, yeah, and I'm getting up in the
coming to
morning and driving
Morgantown,
all the way
though.
back. So if we can work that out, that'll be awesome. And if not, I understand because just
I got
I'm under some
to the
super time
Pirates game with the
constraints.
wife tomorrow night. But
Okay.
Sorry.
No.
I wish
it's
you'd
no
have
big
told
deal
me
at all.
about this. I'd have flown up there with you.
That would have been cool. I had someone to ride back with. I didn't know.
You didn't.
Oh,
ask.
I didn't know.
By the
man.
way,
You
I
were
did
dealing
go
with all
see-
kinds of
by
shit.
the way,
with
I
your-
did go.
your stuff.
I did go and get. I did go watch Oppenheimer.
Was it good?
Fantastic movie. Yes.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yes,
Okay.
that's a good movie. I
It
did
was-
not see Barbie, but I did.
You didn't
see
do the
Oppenheimer.
Barbieheimer?
I did not do that.
I only know that because of my stepson. That is a thing. Apparently, some internet phenomenon. You're supposed to watch both movies in the same day, and you're like supposed to
No.
have a cup of coffee and smoke a cigarette, and then see Oppenheimer, and then go out and have brunch or something, and then see Barbie. like, and have a mimosa. Apparently, that's what you're supposed to do. And he
I
wanted
didn't
to
get
do
that
it.
memo.
And Jenny's like, no, you're
Or
not smoking it. You're not smoking a damn cigarette. You're 16 years old. Though.
Or
Listen,
having a mimosa.
But yeah, or doing that. Yeah.
Let me say this, and I don't care if I
Virgin
get canceled.
mimosa, aka orange juice.
2 things a man should not do: go see Barbie and go to a Taylor Swift concert. I'm sorry.
You know, that's funny you bring that up because I was actually listening to Joe Rogan today, and they were talking about that. He had Tim Dillon on, and they were talking about, like, I don't want to. I mean, golly, if we say one bad thing about Taylor Swift, it's liable to get all the hate mail in the world. So I'm not saying, yeah, I'm not saying that
emails. It's all beautiful.
But what? Yeah, send it to Mr. Papayan. Anyway,
you can't say my name right.
I know. I know. I like messing with you. But anyway, so
and everybody else.
But anyway, they were talking about it, and Joe was trying to get him to say that. Trying to get Tim Dillon to say that, you know, what is that? Taylor Swift concerts have cute
singles out there, and we just took a giant frothy glass of creep juice and just poured it all over this show.
Yeah.
Shit. All right, go ahead. What you were saying, Joe?
Either way, the point he was making was like it's just not like he was trying to get Tim Dillon to just bash it. And he's like, dude, I don't want that on me. Like, I don't need that evil in my life. He's like, it's not what I would be into like that.
Nope.
And I agree with that. That's kind of like, I don't have anything against Taylor
Jack,
Swift.
I'm not reading that.
So here's
I don't blame you. I saw that comment. No, don't read that one.
So here's how you get around. The Barbie and Oppenheimer movie. You should wear pink to Oppenheimer and just call it a day.
There you go.
No.
Now I would never wear pink, but you know.
Real quick, where's your bullshit alarm? Because that should have been a bullshit thing.
But somebody found that shit funny. Good times. But like whatever it is, like if you're not into it, like you always have the option of just not giving a shit, and you don't have to like pontificate or chime in or offer an opinion. Like you can just let other people like what they like.
Well, that
I know that's controversial.
Hey,
you know how my
Robbie
thoughts are on that because I have made that comment definitely when it comes to politics all the time. Like I don't care what any famous person thinks about anybody. Like I don't get my voting advice from them, and I'm not going to get anything else from them. All of them have a horrible life, you know. So
they're there to entertain me.
Yeah, dance monkey.
And it's like
I mean, it is why we paid them. We're entertainers. I mean, I'm not maybe.
Don't get me wrong.
But...
Margot Robbie is hot, but
yes,
I am never going to see Barbie.
She's great. And was it Suicide Squad?
Suicide Squad
as Harley Quinn. Yeah. She's a great Harley Quinn.
She's a beautiful young lady, beautiful, but I am never going to see Barbie. Oppenheimer, yes. That's all.
Well, first of all, I think that actor, the same guy that's in Peaky Blinders, that guy,
Cillian Murphy, or I can't pronounce
Murphy
that first
name.
He's a fantastic author.
Yeah. Yes, he is.
Actor.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
The mistress in Oppenheimer, I don't know what her name was, but she played a great part. She was really good to look at.
Yeah, and that's based on a true story too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And because like if you watch, like definitely they have the trials, the tapes from the trials.
Yeah.
Because he was put on trial for essentially being well, they done it like you've seen it, where he was sitting in that room and it was like no one was in there, and it was like a Mickey Mouse court.
It was a congressional hearing.
Yep. And they were trying to, and they took away his security clearance. This is the guy who created the fusion bomb, you know.
Yep.
Jack says, "Ugh, that over-the-top fake New York City accent sucks." Is that in reference to the character he plays?
Oppenheimer. I haven't seen the movie yet, so I can't say.
Can you gentlemen comment?
I can comment. I thought he did a fantastic job in that.
I thought it was great acting.
I thought it was probably. I mean, it by far was one of the, like, you know, David, you and I went with everybody else to go see.
Margot Robbie.
Yeah,
who cares what her accent is?
We went to go see the.
Oh my gosh!
We went to go see the Raiders whatever it's called.
The Indiana Jones, whatever.
Indiana Jones,
something
yeah.
Dial of Destiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it was, Dial of Destiny. But
it's a testament to how much we drank before that show. Is we're both like, what movie was it? I can't quite remember.
Well, not only
have
that,
to see it
we
again.
talked the whole time because, quite honestly,
hang on a second, dude. That's what Harley Quinn sounds like. That's what her character sounds like.
That's what the character.
Every iteration of Harley Quinn I've seen, animated, live action, whatever.
Yes.
She sounds like that.
I agree, Dave. Yep.
It's supposed to be obnoxious.
Yep.
Yeah, she did. I remember.
Yes, in the cartoons.
Anyway, talking about Harley Quinn, the Joker's girlfriend.
It's all good.
Anyway, sorry.
Hey, Rob, what are you drinking tonight?
I just finishing off some of my toasted.
I did say that, but so did I.
We talked through the whole movie.
So,
we did talk through the whole movie, yeah.
I did that. You guys saw in the.
I did have to shush you once or twice, but
VIP.
You didn't listen.
Good, Rob.
I did a bourbon tasting last night. And if you haven't had the Blood Oath Pack 9 yet, that was on my on our sample. It's 7 1-ounce pours. Man, I am telling you, that Blood Oath Pack 9 is
supposed to be a blend of rye, man.
Oh,
I was looking for that all over the place, could never find it.
I can't find it. I wish.
Me too.
It was so delicious. This happened at one of the local Elks clubs. So
nice.
A ticket. One of my vendors.
You're an Elks Club member?
I'm not. One of my vendors is.
I wanted to know if you guys wore those crazy hats.
He knows I like bourbon. He goes, "Hey Rob, we're doing a bourbon tasting, man. You should come. I got your ticket." Okay.
Please.
These guys charge $25. If you saw the list, so 1 ounce pours. You got Blood Oath Pack 9, 1920, Old Forester 1920 Prohibition, Angel's Envy, the rum, not the rum cask, the port cask finish.
Oh,
the basic Angel's Envy. Yeah.
Sherry
you got a Widow Jane 10-year. There was a Blanton's. There was the Maker's Mark BEP, and the Rabbit Hole Cave Hill. I'm like,
I've got some of that Cave Hill.
I'm like, dudes, this is $25 for 1 ounce pours. That's like crazy. Any of those pours are, anywhere from $15 to $35. You go to
I was about to say
bourbon bar
for just the Blood Oath, you'd probably pay more than 25 for 1 ounce.
More than that for just the Blood Oath.
Yeah.
I was like, well, hey, anytime you have one of these, I'm happy to come back and join you.
Yeah, tell you all what I think.
When I read the description of the Blood Oath 9 this year, it was like, damn, I gotta find that blend of those ryes. It's like, man, never saw it anywhere.
I really enjoyed the Cave Hill.
Okay.
Really enjoyed the Cave Hill. It tied with the Maker's Mark BEP for me, and I'm a huge Maker's Mark the stave selection guy. Yep.
I haven't had any of that yet. They had it in my local for like $150, and I was like, I'm not paying that. Just not going to pay it.
I was like $69 in PA.
You're talking about the Maker's Mark BEP?
Yeah.
I got a bottle for you if you want one.
I do, and I'll pay you for it. It's
one of my buddy was up in Kentucky last week, and he's walking down the aisle FaceTiming me. You want one of these? You want one of these? You want one of these?
Well, speaking of FaceTiming, guys, it's been fun. It's been real, but we're right at the top of the hour.
Oh, man, we already hit an hour.
Yeah,
we did it fast.
I'm glad I could make it. I do apologize for being a little bit late, but son had football.
Okaneda. I'm sorry. Yeah, last comment here from Jack is Okaneda, the Emberana Spire Slaps 114 proof. That's the one we said was like, we were talking about it on the last show. It had like a cinnamon thing going on.
Well, no, it has the spires in it, and that's the way they're trying to age it. It's young whiskey.
Yeah,
it's been put in there with the spires, and then that's how they age it. And it's
I've had an Okaneda. it wasn't the Amber Runner or whatever it is. I thought it was decent, probably a little bit overrated. I didn't spend a fortune on it, and I wouldn't recommend anybody do. But yeah, that's like okay, it's worth a shot. But yeah, I think it's a little overhyped and the way they market it. Ooh, it's got the spires in it. To your point, Jody, like yeah, that's. That was bullshit. Yep, there.
Bullshit.
Gino completed that thought.
Anyway,
yeah.
Well, everybody have a wonderful night, and
Jennifer, you're gonna have to join us
someday.
And everybody be safe out there. And if you're not a fan of our Facebook page or our YouTube page, if you're not, hit subscribe, like the post, share the post, say something hateful about David. I don't care. Either way, you guys all have a.
No, he'll love it. He'll care. He'll be very appreciative.
No, I will.
Did you see that?
Cheers, gentlemen. Be good to yourselves.
See you guys.
Good to yourselves, gentlemen.
Lanjava.
Gentlemen.